that arrogance, I shall see you dead.
Yeah. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my
Bitch be good.
stick.
Okay, welcome back. And today we have the cultist build utilizing the bloodletter. Typically with my builds I implement 2 to 3 weapons, but for this build I just couldn't. There's no other weapon that scales with both bloodtinge and strength, so it would just be either a strength other weapon or something else, and I've done so many strength builds already that seems kind of silly. One thing I really like, it's almost a double-edged sword about this the bloodletter, is it has an A scaling in strength and an S scaling in bloodtinge. Now you would think, oh, that's fantastic, except for the fact that it only does physical damage with this mode, so it only scales off strength with this. But when transformed, it loses the strength scaling and primarily scales with bloodtinge. So I wanted to let that be known before I showed the build and the stats. Our stats are vitality at 30, endurance at 25, strength at 31, skill at 12, bloodtinge at 50, and arcane at 10. So if you were to take this build up to a higher level, obviously you could benefit very well off of having 50 strength and 50 bloodtinge, because you could use both forms as you pleased and just go ham. But if it's just a playthrough one build like this, you're gonna have to choose between, the bloodtinge or the strength, and I chose the bloodtinge. Eventually down the road I'll probably make a strength version of this build, primarily using just the bitch be good stick portion of this weapon. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and as you saw, I guess I'll go through the moveset real quick. The bitch be good form is very much just a beat stick. You're just whacking the heavy. It doesn't have a follow-up heavy. If you don't charge it, it's a poke. But yeah, it's very much just a beat 'em up weapon. When you transform it, you stab yourself with it and pull out this big-ass morning star made of your blood. And its moveset is dope as hell. So, as you can see, it is a never-ending chain. The first 2 hits are side to side, but these top-down smashes will just keep going until you run out of stamina, which is phenomenal. The charged heavy, it kind of builds up a bunch of blood and then it explodes. Another really cool thing about bloodtinge, or blood damage overall, is if you hit a dog or a bird with it, it'll knock their asses over. It happens with spiders as well, so I guess it's just any enemy that's non-human or animal-like. It'll stagger the hell out of them and it'll kind of knock them way back. The L2 on this is kind of interesting. You poke it into the ground and do this big explosion, and it frenzies yourself. In PvP, that does a bunch of damage and it frenzies them. So basically how frenzy works is when you get frenzied, you lose 70% of your health, unless you're wielding this. Wielding this, that frenzy will only hit you for 50% of your health. So it's pretty good trade-off. You're dealing 70% of their health as opposed to your own. In PvE, it's not that useful. No enemy is gonna really be all that affected by frenzy, but if you get surrounded, it still does pretty good damage in an AoE. Damn it. The transform attacks are pretty cool. You'll throw all that blood around, but this transform attack is my favorite. You turn your back to them and stab yourself and hit them through yourself. So that's really cool. So moving on with the build. I thought the Grave Guard uniform kind of looked the best, and it fit the idea of a cultist. You don't get anything for free, and in this case you don't get free damage. You have to sacrifice something to get that damage. Mainly your health, whether that's through the transform mode or through doing that move. You know, it's all about sacrifice, and I thought that the whole idea kind of fit that of a cultist. As far as our runes go, we got boost max stamina 15, boost max stamina 10, boost rally potential 20, and stamina recovery up. I decided to go with that because, how would I want to say this? The moveset is never ending, right? It's just an on and on chain. And so I figured having a shitload of stamina to give me way more attacks, I could basically just beat down an enemy and heal off of rally the whole time. And then I get my stamina back really quick, so if I need to dodge or just go right back to beating ass. As far as the gems inside of our weapon, we have physical attack up 19.8, increases stamina cost, which is negative. Blood attack up by 21.6%, and then physical attack up by 18%. Now, looking at this stat, the damage looks incredibly low, but for some reason it's not showing the blood attack. That's only for the physical moveset. You see there we get 180 plus 223, which is 390 or 403 attack or something like that. But the blood attack, we're getting 180 plus 418. So that's 598, which is just ridiculous. And once again, you could always get better gems. These are not they're like mid of the road gems. So all in all, it's a really fun build. It was one of the only ones that I actually enjoyed going through New Game Plus with. So without further ado, I guess we'll show you the clip of the PvE. All the bosses we fight are in New Game Plus, so they do have higher health than what you would fight in just regular New Game. As far as taking this build up to a higher level, I would suggest getting more vitality and once again boost your strength up to 50. So with that, have fun, and I hope you enjoy the clip.
The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.